The jobs and opportunities of tomorrow. The special broadcast comes ahead of the November 9 Z Jamaica Robotics and AI Forum and Stripe Ride Rush Championship. Join us Tuesday, August 25 from 6 to 7:30 p.m. on Nationwide 90 FM or watch the live stream on our YouTube channel at NNN Radio Live. Robotics, AI, innovation. Jamaica's future starts now.
Ocho Rios, are you ready? The biggest food event in Ocho Rios for the summer is almost here. On Wednesday, August 26th, it's Bird Shack's Ocho Rios BOGO Day from 10 a.m. until 10 p.m. at the Ocho Rios Bypass Plaza. When you buy one double-up combo meal, you get another double-up free. That's right, buy one double-up combo and get another double-up combo absolutely free. One day only, one unbeatable deal. Bring your crew, your family, and come hungry because it's gonna be a day packed with flavor, fun, and excitement. And guess what? Miss Kitty will be broadcasting live on Nationwide 90 FM from 1 to 3 p.m. bringing the vibes and turning Bird Shack Ochi into the place to be. So save the date, Wednesday, August 26th from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Bird Shack at the Ocho Rios Bypass Plaza. Buy one double up and get another double up absolutely free. Bird Shack, twice the flavor, same price. Only on Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media.
Me sing, boop, boop, boop. And if you pressure on no book, you illiterate and foolish, you might turn a cook. And you not gonna get no work, and your teeth like a puss. Send me granny with a purse, I eat you off the choke. If I see them, I hold your red and big tonight, you puke, me look and say, boop, boop, boop. And if you pressure on no book, if you not have no education, people treat you like a book.
Good evening, Jamaica. When you hear that sound on a Friday night, you know it's time for the A-Team radio show. It's your on-air weekend study program as well as your student resource toolkit for academic learning. Here we carry you through your various CXC and CAPE subjects. We examine past paper questions, we discuss the syllabus, we talk to teachers, students, tutors, and of course, we share insights on how you can ace your exams and move one step closer to achieving your goals. If you're just tuning in, you are listening to Damien Scarlett, and it's always a joy and a privilege to carry you through these episodes on a Friday night. And you know, right here we do it a little bit differently sometimes. Sometimes I have teachers in the studio, sometimes I have parents, sometimes I have students. And what better opportunity and privilege we can give them to be a part of an excellent program that has been on air for more than 10 years, as far as I am aware, right? So CXC and CAPE examination results just came out the other day. Just a few days ago, results came out, and some persons were excited, some persons were nervous, some persons still can't believe the result that they got, you know, and tonight we're going to be just going into that as we're looking at the results of 2026. And if you've been following the media, following the news closely, you've been hearing some reports in terms of what's coming out of the Ministry of Education as it relates to the 2026 CSEC performance. So tonight I have with me in studio Jaden Forshaw from the St. Jago High School. Right, and you're going to get to hear from him in a little bit. And we also have, of course, is it Giovanni?
Oh, Giovanni.
Giovanni Reese Grandison. He's also here, and he's a student at the St. Jago High School. And we're going to be joined online by Lamoy Thomas from the Meadowbrook High School. So, yeah, good representations here this evening, and we're going to hear from them, hear their stories, hear their journey of academic success. But just before we get to our special guest, the 2026 CSEC and CAPE May-June results are out. And the overall picture that we're hearing coming out of the ministry is that the results have been positive, with particularly strong CAPE performance and a noticeable improvement in CSEC mathematics. And that's a conversation that we want to maximize on the importance of mathematics. And if you follow the media, follow Nationwide, you know we speak a lot about STEM education. So the 2026 CSEC regional performance, the overall CSEC acceptable grade rate 72.18%, which is a slight improvement over 2025. We spoke about the improvement in mathematics, 42% up from 38% last year, and a 4% 4% point improvement. Talk about English A, information technology. We are seeing results there in the 80s. Principles of business, human and social biology, principle of accounts, physics, chemistry, social studies, ending out there at 66%. And of course, that was reported there by the Jamaica Gleaner. And that's speaking about the 2026 CSEC regional performance. But it is said that more than 118,000 students at CSEC across the region. Over there in Barbados, Barbados achieved a 93.8% overall pass rate in the 2026 CAPE examination with 4,710 passing results out of 5,022 subjects sitting, and that's remarkable. But of course, that's across the region. When we come back home here in Jamaica, Jamaica did particularly well in mathematics, as I mentioned, and the country's CSEC math pass rate increased to 48.7% compared to 43.1% in 2025 and 34.5% in 2024. And of course, when you do the mathematics, we're talking about a 14.2 percentage point improvement in 3 years. That puts Jamaica above the regional average of 42. Now, one of the things that I want us to listen in this evening when we hear from our young people is just that their preparation. So enough of the data. Let's go into the reality of how they prepared. So I want to welcome, let me start with Giovanni. And just greet everybody. You're talking to Jamaica, talking to the world. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. I'd just like to say hello to everyone and good night. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yes.
I'm very excited to get into the rest of
the discussion. Yeah. And sharing your story. All right. Then we have Jaden.
Yes, good night to everyone across in Jamaica. It's a pleasure being here, and hopefully we'll have a great discussion.
Great. And we're going to be joined by Lamoy. Is Lamoy on? Lamoy?
Yes, I'm on. Are you hearing me?
Yes, we're hearing you quite perfectly, Sir Lamoy. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
All right, great. So let's go get into the conversation this evening as you're representing the Meadowbrook High School and, of course, St. Jago High School. Now, how did you feel leading up to the release of your CSEC and CAPE results? Right, I want to start the question that way, start the show that way, the discussion. I'm going to start with Lamoy. Lamoy, go ahead and tell us, how did you feel leading up to your results?
Well, to be honest, I had mixed feelings. I was both anxious but excited to know what my next step was going to be. So I was very anxious to know that, hey, the weight of this result is on me, but I was very excited to know that there's a next step now based on my result.
Right. Love that. And so in your waiting period, you didn't feel anxious or anything like that, did you? Lamoy.
Yeah, I was very, as I was explaining, I was both anxious and excited. So it was a duality.
Okay, but anxious and excited as well. Jaden, how did you feel?
Okay, so to be honest, because of the preparation and work that I've put in, I wasn't that anxious. I was saying, okay, CX is going to come out. I'm going to do just fine. I put in the work. But to be surprised, let's say the last 2 minutes coming in close to the 11 o'clock bell, I don't know. I was like very nervous, very frantical. Even sometimes running up and down, walking up and down. I just did not know what to do. One point I see myself in the room, in the kitchen. I don't know. But at the end, though, it was great to see what I saw, and I was very pleased with my results.
Okay, lovely. We'll come into the results in just a moment, Giovanni.
Similar to Jaden, I felt confident with all the preparations I did, so I wasn't too nervous, except I felt a bit paranoid about what would actually be seen when results they came out. But eventually, I just realized that I put in the work and did everything I needed to do, so I should just calm down and relax.
Calm down and relax. Powerful words of encouragement. They sound simple, but trust me, it really helps, especially not only when waiting on your results, but in terms of also when you're going to prepare to sit the actual examination. And when we come back on the other side of this break, I want to hear from Jaden, Giovanni, Lamoy in terms of taking us back to the months before the examination. How did you prepare for your CSEC and CAPE exams? This is the A-Team Radio Show. We'll be right back after this break.
Illiterate and foolish, you might turn a cook. And you not gonna get no work, and your teeth like a puss. Send me granny with a purse, I eat you off the choke. If I see them, I hold your red and big tonight, you puke.
From the biggest tracks to the biggest energy, Nationwide keeps it moving. If you love the vibes, come and lock in with us for real.
World boss, leave a prison could stop me.
Join the Nationwide 90 FM Family Club today on Patreon.
Practice, God me say you watch you of me practice.
School expenses adding up? Get ready for school with Chris and Charles. From July 9 to August 31, enjoy a low interest rate on loans of $1.5 and $2 million. Plus, get 25% off the processing fee on loans of $1 million Jamaican dollars and above. You could also qualify for one of 50 ready for school grants worth 60,000 Jamaican dollars each. Visit your nearest Chris and Charles branch or www.chrisandcharles.com for details. When you think loans, think Chris and Charles. Conditions apply.
Me sing, boop, boop, boop. And if you pressure who no more, you illiterate and foolish, you might turn a cook. And you not gonna get no work, and your teeth like a puss. Send me granny with a purse, I eat you off the choke. If I see them, I hold your red and big tonight, you puke, me look and say, boop, boop, boop. And if you pressure who no more,
Welcome back to the A-Team Radio Show right here on the best revolution station in Jamaica. And like I say, each and every weekend across the world, you are listening to Damien Scarlett. It is the A-Team Radio Show. We are in studio. We have with us some young people who did extremely well in their 2026 CSEC and their CAPE examination. I have with me tonight Lamoy, Javani, and of course Jaden. So they were telling us, leading up to the moment of, what do you say? The moment of truth, to see how well they did, right? And so I asked that question, before the break, to take us back to the months before examination. How did you prepare for your CXC? Everybody have a process that works for them, and my process and my method how I prepare for exam might not be the same as Giovanni or for Jaden. So I want to hear from them and also from Lamoy. So let me start with Jaden. And to take us back, what was it like when you were preparing for CXC?
All right, so first of all, good question. So in my preparation for CXC, first of all, you need to start with your past papers because you need to first have a grasp of what the test is going to be like. So when you go through your first set of papers and you use the time requested by the paper and you start to get a sense of where you at in the test. What is the grade you're going to get while doing the past paper? And from there, you can take your time, assess, and realize the mistakes that you're making, what you need to work on, and what you need to improve on, so that when you go into that CXC exam, you'll be successful. And also to that, did I not do past papers, but I had some classes, mostly classes in the sciences. I'm grateful that my supportive parents were able to fund me for these 3 classes, of course, physics, chem, and bio. Because I am pursuing into medicine, and those were 3 core subjects that I needed in order to succeed and enter into UA.
Yeah.
So you have to take those classes serious, obviously, go through your past papers. Anything you're not saying or you're not seeing or understanding, make sure that you speak up in class. And, there's all those resources online, on YouTube, on Google.
Yeah.
Even some may say quote-to-quote AI, but we'll not get into that topic for now.
Yeah,
but
that's another conversation, another show.
For another day. But there's a lot of resources out there. And once you put in the work and you're diligent to put in that work, you will succeed.
Well, thank you for that, Jaden. So we're hearing that past paper questions, going through the past paper is really helpful. And if you are somebody out there that you're a student and you say, well, I can't do this past paper thing, too much work that. No, it really, if you want to ace those exams, you have to go through the past papers and know exactly. You almost have to get into the mind of the examiner to kind of know what they're going to ask you on the examination. But let me ask Lamoy, over to you. What was it like when you were preparing for your exams at Meadowbrook?
Yeah, it was a similar experience of sourcing past papers and trying them. But not only trying them, I found that doing them in a structured time. So in the time frame that you would have done the examination, you
Yes.
have to stick to that. I found that you have to pretend that you're under exam conditions, no matter what. So if you don't understand the question, do like you would do in the exam, and that would show you your true reading. Based off of that, then you can revisit the paper afterwards and see where you're falling off. Similarly, I had the opportunity to go to extra classes at the Linton's Academy, and I
Okay.
did even classes there that helped me to bolster my knowledge on the subject, and then go back to the past papers again under stringent time frames. Not You
Yes.
can't pass papers just willy nilly. You have to do it under exam conditions to get the best results.
Thank you for that, Alan Moy. I like what you say. And he emphasized stringent time frame. And that's so like it, your teacher always on your case or your parent,
Yeah.
ensure say you get the work done, right? And we need some of that sometimes in our lives. Let me go over to Giovanni. What was it like for you?
A bit similar to what both of them said, except I didn't really go to extra classes that
Yes.
much. My parents, they gave me a lot of freedom to decide what I wanted to do and when I wanted to do it. But yes, you do need to do past papers, a
Right.
lot of them. They're really good practice. They can show you what you need to do, what you need to work on, what type of questions you're gonna get, and also about the timing.
Timing,
Like
yes.
for my TD exam, for my teacher, he suggested that we finish the work with an hour to spare to look over. So I began testing myself and trying to do past papers and just get my time down as much as I
Yeah.
could.
And
But
you found that was helpful for you in the actual exam?
oh yeah, I finished the exam like an hour and 30 minutes. I think it was over an hour.
Okay.
So I had a lot of time to check over, make sure I get all my finishing details, and it worked out.
Okay. It worked out. It worked good. All right. So, in terms of study technique, we look at the fact that I'm hearing from the three of you that the stringent methods that you put in place is what will help you. Going through the past paper is not a if but or maybe. It's something that you have to do, right? And I like that. And what you see coming out of that is that. There are some similarities, right? In the method that you use at St. Diego it might be a little bit different from the method that some teachers use and students use at Meadowbrook High School, but there are some commonalities that are there, right? And so I wanted to go into now in terms of some of the study techniques or the routines that really work best for you. Let's start with Jaden.
Okay, so I'm not sure if this is the name of the technique, but sometime I may do a bit of blurting. So let's say I'm studying one of the sciences or one of my subjects, and I take probably a 10-minute break, and I'll just come back to my books, and I'm going to have to write everything that I've studied. Anything that I've missed in the process, I'll just have to go back and, let's say, repeat it to myself probably 5 to 6 times, as of course repetition is key in order for you to succeed. So those are one of the techniques that I may have used, and of course including past paper practice and to improve on your weak areas.
Okay, great. So for Jaden, you might call it a different technique, but him says the blurting technique. That reminds me of sometimes when I was younger, I tend to write out some of the salient points on flashcards, and I just walk around the house sometimes and just recite. Well, Jaden blurt it out, I just recite it. But Lamoy, let me go to you. Then I'm also Giovanni.
Yeah, I found that for me, I am a person that I'll let the time pass me by. So I have to stick to a structured schedule. So I have to make a
Okay.
strict timetable. I have to work in that time frame. I have to set it up where there are rest spots, but I know that I'm going to get the majority of the work done in that time frame. Because I'm a person that I'm more structured that way. If I just leave it to walk around, I'll not remember anything that I did. But if I sit down and I know that from this time to this time, I'm
Yes.
only going to do this, I find that I remember it better afterwards.
All right, and that's good, and that's what works for you. And I will never tell anybody, and I don't think anybody should tell you that you must do something in a different way if it doesn't work for you. You must know what strategy that you can use in that moment. So I just want to say thank you for sharing that, because I think that's what also points to the fact that we're different. We're doing this, we're studying the same thing, but we're different. We process things differently. And at the end of the day, all of us going to do the same exam. It's the same exam, but the way how we approach the question is what really makes a difference. Giovanni.
Um, I also try and do a little bit of blurting, but I found the most effective way to really study is to kind of have a passion for the subject. Like you're just gonna go out of your way to learn more and more about it, and just remember everything. You have to like, not like swatting. It's like you have to like actually understand the topics. That way, it's locked in your mind.
Yes.
And you can connect it to the other topics like in physics, electricity and magnetism, forces, things like that.
Yeah.
So, if I had to say, just use your free time to just try and learn more about the subject.
Use your free time to learn more and more about the subject. Excellent point there. You said something about becoming passionate about the subject that you are doing. Now, if I'm supposed to be troublesome, not everybody is always passionate about the subjects that they're doing. You know, so how do you encourage somebody who is just like, listen, and they just take an approach to say, anybody can answer this question. They take an approach to say, I'm just here to just go through high school. I'm just going to do these subjects. I'm not too concerned about if I'm passionate about it, yes or no. What do you say to someone like? How do you encourage them to come on the different side of their perspective? Let me start with Jaden and then go to Giovanni. Right?
Well, first of all,
should we all be passionate about our subject?
Yeah, I'm going to get to that. So, where perspectives is concerned, everyone have different opinions. Everyone have different perspectives.
Yes.
You know, your parents or your old folk may say, do a job that is passionate to you. Do something that you would enjoy.
Yes.
That's why it's not everyone would want to be a doctor, a lawyer, you know, the regular job professions out there, because that's not their interest. So most times I think parents should give the freedom to hear the opinions and choices by their, you know, children. What do they want to do? What interests them, and what can they, you know, pay the bills, get the things done. Because as a children going into adulthood, you need to make sure that you have a stable income, and that whatever you're doing in life can be able to get you through successfully, and you can go through life as you should. So it's all about interests. It's all about what you like to do, and you can follow up your subjects with your interests and what you need in CXC and for CAPE.
Okay, great. Thanks for that, Giovanni.
I can definitely understand where that's coming from, because I'm not exactly passionate about English. My grandmother would not like to hear me say that.
Grandma, are you listening?
I hope not. But if I had to say, you kind of just have to force it a bit to do what you need to do. You can kind of like trick yourself to loving the subject, if I had to say. But obviously, it's one of my weaker subjects for that reason. But I just had to realize that obviously I wasn't going out of my time, my free time, to go and study on that. So I just made sure to prepare what I needed and make sure I had all the things I needed in my mind to do the exam. And that's pretty much it, I guess. But, but if I had to say, it's more like when you're working a job you don't like. You have to put money into the household.
Okay. Well, it's an interesting perspective that you put there. We're going to have to take a break. When we come back, I want to pick up on that point and then allow Lamoy to give his response. This is the A-Team Radio Show. We'll be right back after this.
And your teeth like a puss. Send me granny with a purse. I eat you off the choke. If I see them, I hold your red and big tonight.
Morning after morning, you've made Nationwide 90 FM part of your routine. So let's take this connection one step closer. Join the Nationwide 90 FM Family Club and be part of it officially on Patreon.
Looking to remodel your home? Need a unique marble countertop design or stylish bathroom faucet? Look no more. Garrett Trading caters to all your building finishing needs. From tiles and countertops to kitchen sinks and toilets, we have it all. Contact us today at 876-634-9773 or 876-669-8996. Visit our showrooms at 169 Constant Spring Road, Kingston 8 or Stone Yard at 10 to 12 Claredale Avenue, Kingston 10. Garrett Trading for fine finishes, fittings and fixtures.
Every great project starts at Creative Building Finishes, Jamaica's only choice for the best tiles, best bathrooms, and best kitchens. Whether you're designing, building, renovating, or selecting materials for your next project, we offer exceptional quality, standout designs, and expert guidance you can trust. Visit our showroom in Kingston or Draxall, or explore our full range online at www.creativebuildingfinishes.com. Creative Building Finishes, your beautiful finish begins here.
Me sing, bup, bup, bup. And if you pressure who no more, you illiterate and foolish, you might turn a cook. And you not gonna get no work, and your teeth like a puss. Send me granny with a purse, I eat you off a choke. If I see them, I hold your red and big tonight, you puke, we look.
Listeners, viewers, welcome back to our show right here on Nationwide 90 FM. You are listening to Damon Scarlett. You are inside the A-Team Radio Show. The CXC and Cape results 2026, they are out. And you know, it's interesting because I was among a group of young persons earlier on this week, and you know, it was at a camp, and in the midst of the camp, you know, people were still anxious about their results, and like, you know, they're saying, no sir, no, we have to check results, you know. So we give them the opportunity to check them results, you know. And I guess in that moment, you know, you really want to know how well you did. I remember one student saying that they can't go back home. I said, no man, they can't go back home, man. You just have to just face your fears, you know. But before the break, we were talking about some of the study techniques in terms of what really works best for us. Lamoy, I don't know if you had anything else that you wanted to add to that, because we were talking about the whole matter about our favorite subject. Giovanni spoke about, you know, that, you know, you have to be passionate about the subject, and then I'm saying that there are some persons who just want to just go through and just get over fifth form over with, sixth form over with, and that's it. What would you say to that individual in school?
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why I said you have to have a structured timetable, because sometimes you can start out having a great passion for a subject, and then on the latter end, in the studying phase, it gets tiresome. We get to the burnout region. That's why when you have a structured timetable, you know, I'm going to do A no matter what, I'm going to do B no matter what, you always have that consistency. Consistency, I come to find, that beats out passion in the end. Because sometimes you can start with a lot of passion, but consistency is what gets you to the finish line.
Yes. Oh, that's profound. Write that down, everybody. You know, so that last part again, about the consistency part. Go ahead, la boy.
Consistency can make you love a subject, but no, sorry.
Passion
can make you love a subject, but consistency can bring you to the finish line.
Consistency.
Passion can start the subject, but consistency will always carry through.
All right, I think we should end the show now, because you just gave us a life lesson right there, you know, about passion and consistency. Thank you for that, Lamoy. And I think that whether you're studying, whether you're in school or not, I think in everything that you're doing, consistency is key, right? And I know many persons, you know, when you think about your goals, your dreams, your aspirations, you started out with that passion, but something happened along the way that probably would have, you know, put a little spoke in your wheel, as we say, and you had a little setback. But don't allow that to stop you from moving forward, right, Giovanni? Go on, as Lamoy is saying there, about the whole matter of consistency. Now, speaking of consistency, Lamoy, how did you balance schoolwork, studying, extracurricular activities, and your personal life. We'll come into the results because I know the listeners and the viewers say, no, they know I'm going for the results. What that one here. All right, but we'll come into that. Lamoy?
I find that the balance, you have to strike that balance as well because burnout is real, especially in the studying phase. So
Yes.
I find that I choose my time wisely. So I don't just focus on the academics. I also focus on my extracurricular activities. Well,
All right,
but
no problem. We're gonna come back to you in a second. So Giovanni, let's go to you.
I won't lie and say I found a perfect balance between my school life and my time for myself. And I won't lie and say that the school life was the one that was leading. But you obviously need to actually balance your time. Obviously, it's different for everyone. Some people need more time allocated to their schoolwork. Some people need more time to relax.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you need to not burn yourself out. So make sure you're prioritizing your mental health, because if you're going into the exam and you're burnt out, then it's not going to end well.
Right, and along those lines, as you talk about that importance of getting rest when you're going to go to do your exam as well, that's something that we always remind our students. You know, I understand the concept of wanting to stay up and SWAT and everything, but I mean, if any, some people today, if you never get it before, nobody kill up yourself at that point in time, you know. But just try to apply the little that you remember. And sometimes, you know, these questions just require you to reason it out, because you might be surprised that you go into the examination room and you get a question, you see it on the paper. Maybe you never particularly studied it, but because you apply your reasoning skills and your reasoning ability, the examiner, when they look at that now, they say, okay, here's a student who was really thinking, you know, so you get a mark or two there. And that's how persons end up getting some of these good grades. Jaden, yes.
Okay, so what I realize persons may be doing is that they wait till it's almost close to time. They wait till the last term until they start to balance. But as Lamoy mentioned before, consistency is key. So you need to start it from early. So even as you go into school in September, you need to construct that timetable. Okay, when you reach home, you have this certain time in which you study, certain time in which you do your extracurricular activities, any little business or job that you might be working on. And you start it from a very early stage in your school career, so that when you reach to the latter parts where the burnout is about to catch you, that you can at least know that you're adapted to the situation and you can be able to breathe a little bit, have a little relief, because you're already adapted to this changing situation. And of course, CXC and CAPE, it comes for stress as many students. So you want to make sure that you're calm going into these exams, you have your rest, and you'll be good to go.
Lovely. Love how you put that into context for us there, Jaden. And you know, you said something just now that brought my mind back to the fact that as Jamaicans, we are resilient people, right? And we know what we encountered last year coming out of Hurricane Melissa. And I just want to pause in this program and to say big up to all of the students who had to endure those tough conditions, the severities of the conditions, right? And you went to the examination, maybe you had to be relocated, and you did well. I want to say hats off to all of you from across the island, those especially on the western side of the island. You really did well, and I think you should give yourself a round of applause. And to all the parents as well, parents and the guardians, right? Sometimes we talk about the students, but you know, those parents who are, you know, behind them, in their ears, remember to study, remember to take up your book. You know, you have played a very important part in your child's development as well. You know, but you know, before we get into the other parts of the questions that we have for us tonight, you know, we want to hear, you know, yes, you spoke about the consistency, the passion, the scheduling, the timetable. So talk to us now about the number of subjects that you did, the category, whether it's CSEC or CAPE, how many subjects you did, and let's talk about the results. I have them, you know, but I think it would be better if they tell you what their results are. So let me start with Giovanni, and then we go to Lamoy, and then I come back to Jaden.
So this year I did 9 CXC subjects,
Yes.
including Ad Maths, Physics, Chem, Bio, Technical Drawing, IT, Regular Maths, English B, English A. That's it. Yeah.
Okay, 9. So you mentioned IT, biochem, okay, physics, literature, language, mathematics. You did add maths?
Of course.
Oh, okay. Because I know you said the regular maths. Sometimes I said regular maths is another maths. All right. So okay. So you did 9 subjects, and what were your results?
Um, I got a 1 in every single subject except
Wow.
for English B. My grandmother will not be proud of me for that. Well, I hope she is, but yeah. Overall, I was happy with the results. Felt proud of myself for what I did. I know my parents are proud of me, so it makes me happy. You know,
Yes.
just to be able to give back to them for all they spent on me, for taking care of me, raising me. So this is just part of what I'll be able to do for them.
Okay. Your grandmother taught at your school?
Yes.
Okay.
None of
Okay.
the other teachers will let me.
No,
let me go.
it's not that. I think I know who your grandmother is. Just remember your last name. No, I think I know who your grandmother is. Hi, grandma. Good night. We're gonna have to talk to Giovanni afterwards, right? But you got a 2.
Yeah.
Oh, you did very well. Nonetheless, man. Give yourself a round of come on. Give yourself a round of applause. Yeah, man. That's good. All right. So 9 subjects. You got 8 ones, 1 2. Wow, that's remarkable. Alamoy, you did Cape.
Yes, I completed four of my Unit 2 capes this year. I did Cape Law, Cape Computer Science, Cape Sociology, and Caribbean His Caribbean Studies.
Studies.
I got 2 1s and 2 2s.
2 1s and 2 2s, and that's good, and that's really remarkable there. And I know some of those studies, those exams that you did required a lot of reading, though, Lamoy. How did you manage
Yes.
that?
Ah, late nights, late nights.
Late night, staying up and reading and ensuring that you're getting those cases. In Jaden, how about you? I know you did CSEC, right?
Yes,
All
I
right.
sit 9 subjects: Ad Maths, Regular Maths, Physics, Chem, Bio, Music, Social Studies, English Language, and English Lit. I got 8 1s and a 2, and the 2 was also in English Literature.
Okay, okay. What's happening? What's happening? Congratulations, though. 8 1s and 1 2. Okay. And how do you feel? Let's go there. Let me start. Jaden, you could pick up that, and then Giovanni, and then Lamoy. How do you feel knowing that you have put in the work, the results are here? It's really about the next steps now. What are your thoughts on that?
To be honest, I was very excited when I saw my results because I knew I put in the hard work, and it's just that I wanted to see it push through and show on the paper, and God was able to show that for me. So when I saw it, I was very happy, I was very pleased. I told almost all my family about the results, so I was very pleased about it. And I was just grateful that I was able to put in all that effort and execute.
Yeah, man, wonderful, wonderful. And the news travel fast, because I know that people are firing here about your results. I will call them Dave. All right, go ahead, Giovanni.
When I first opened the results, I won't lie, I almost cried. I know that seems very trivial, but it was a very happy moment for me. Just seeing the results of what I put in. But obviously, I shared it with my family, and then my mother shared it out to even more people. She was very happy to show me all the people
Celebrating
that were
with you.
congratulating me.
Yes. All right, good. Lamoy, how did you feel when you got your results?
Similarly, I was extremely happy. I was extremely happy with my results, and to know that my results not only meant that I did good, but my acceptance from the University of the West Indies as well, based on my results, was also another thing that made me extremely happy as well.
Okay, great. Because you're now transitioning from Meadowbrook, going to university, starting your first year. And what are you going to be studying at the University of the West Indies?
I am studying with the Faculty of Law to get my LLB at the
Yes.
University. for the rest of the weeks.
Okay, that's good. And I just want to say a shout out as well to Dimitri at Davis. And, I know
Yes.
he would have been tutoring, was that Unit 2 Cape Law? And he got 7 ones out of a class of 8, right, for
Yes.
Unit 2 Cape. So big up yourself, Mr. Davis, from the Meadowbrook High School. So things are going, across the country. And when you listen to the success stories there, it's really, really remarkable. And so we spoke about your results. We spoke about what's next. Well, we don't tell her what's next yet. I know what's next for Lamoy, because he just spoke about that. But I want to hear from Giovanni and also Jaden. What's next for you as we look towards going to the new school year, school academic term? Of course, did I say school academic term, September 2026. When we come back, we'll take that. This is the A-Team Radio Show. We're going to go to our final break. Soon come.
If you pressure who no more, you illiterate and foolish, you might turn a cook. And you not go get no work, and your teeth like a puss. Send me granny with a purse, I eat you off the joke. If I see them, I hold your breath and big.
Looking to remodel your home? Need a unique marble countertop design or stylish bathroom faucet? Look no more. Garrett Trading caters to all your building finishing needs. From tiles and countertops to kitchen sinks and toilets, we have it all. Contact us today at 876-634-9773-4 or 876-669-8996. Visit our showrooms at 169 Constant Spring Road, Kingston 8 or Stone Yard at 10 to 12 Claredale Avenue, Kingston 10. Garrett Trading for fine finishes, fittings and fixtures.
This station raised me. It gave me a voice. And if Nationwide has ever meant something to you, come on in. Join the Nationwide 90 FM Family Club today on Patreon.
Healthcare is evolving, and Nationwide 90 FM is bringing you to the heart of the conversation. From August 17 to 23, the Pharmaceutical Society of Jamaica, in partnership with the Caribbean Association of Pharmacists, will host their joint 41st annual conference, happening under the theme Advancing Healthcare Through Innovation, Policy and Practice. Join Nationwide 90 FM on YouTube at NNN Radio Live for special coverage of the conference from the Princess Grand Jamaica Hotel in Negril on Saturday, August 22 from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Hear from pharmacists, healthcare professionals, and industry leaders as they explore the new ideas, policies, and innovations shaping the future of healthcare in Jamaica and the Caribbean. For more information, visit psjconference.com and tune in live from the Princess Grand Jamaica Hotel, Negril, August 22 from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Keep your dials locked to Nationwide 90 FM or join us on YouTube at NNN Radio Live. Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media.
Me sing, boop, boop, boop. And if you pressure who no more, you illiterate and foolish, you might turn a cook. And you not go get no work.
Welcome back to the A-Team Radio Show. It was Nelson Mandela. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. And we are hearing some from our young people from Meadowbrook High School and also the St. Jago High School. They are sharing their academic journey, their academic success as they would have just received their 2026 CSEC and CAPE results. So how are we going to be changing the world? But as a part of change, and you learn about the whole matter of adaptation and all of that, there are some things that help us to grow. And challenges, and this is a matter about perspective, that when we have challenges and we face them, we must be able to go through them and understand that sometimes when they come, it helps to make us stronger. No, they didn't just get these results just like that. There were some challenges, right? And so before we go to what is next for our high school students, we already heard from Lamoy what's next for him. But I want to know, what were some of the challenging subjects? I don't know if you had a subject or subjects, but let me start with Giovanni, because listeners, viewers, during the break, when I was asking what's next, Giovanni says that he is contractually obligated to continue his education at the St. Jago High School, and he's going to tell us why, along with the challenges that he experienced in one of his subjects.
Let me not say the reason I have to continue my education at St. Jago not only do I just love the school, I love being there. I love the atmosphere. I love the
Yes.
teachers. I can't really leave that behind. But every single one of my family members has attended the school.
Nice.
My brother, my sister, my mother, my father. My mother and my father met there actually. So
Interesting. That's a nice love story. We'd love to hear more, but go ahead.
so if I had to say, Jago needs a grandson there.
Okay, Jake and Ida Granderson there, and of course, big up to your grandmother. She's really a good teacher, and we love her. Jaden.
Okay, so on the question of subject that was most challenging,
Mm-hmm.
I am not a English guy per se, as you've mentioned before. I am more of a, the person that will try to solve the equation, solve the problem, because of course
Power to
some
you.
may know me. I am a, candidate myself. Like I'm a
Yes.
somewhat to be official chess master, and
Nice.
in chess you need to solve problems, you need to stop opponents' ideas, and
Yeah.
it's all a game to figure out and calculate. So that's the type of person I am, with the ad maths, with the chem, with the physics.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the English, I tell you, I may be going through a grammar book and the grammar is just not making sense. I'm skipping through. They will tell you one rule and then it just completely reverse and switch on. I'm like, say, what is this? Like, there's no concrete way to figure it out. So it kind of gave me some issues. And I sit down some nights and I worked on my grammar, worked on my writing. And it paid off in the end, and I'm very grateful.
Wonderful. So you use those mathematical principles to answer the challenges that you are facing with English language, right? All right. So we love that. We love that, and it is working. And you said the beauty about it is that, as we said earlier on, that each person, yes, they adapt differently. So what I love and what I gravitate towards more is different from what you love. You are gifted that way, that you are just quick with solving problems, the mathematical problems, right? Other persons, like, you give them something to write and they can articulate it well. So they are different, but doesn't mean that we cannot get to the end of the both extremes there, right? So we have to really to push ourselves and understand that we have the ability to do that. And when students do that, I have to say to them, very, very, very commendable. I mean, I'm not taught at the high school level, but when I listen to students, and see how they have endured and what they have gone through, I have to say, certainly, a job well done. So, Giovanni, Jaden, what's next for you?
What's next for me is obviously going into sixth form,
Mhm.
doing CAPE, hopefully repeating the same level of success. All ones this time though, hopefully.
Yes.
So what I'd like to be doing is something that would help me in engineering. So I'm planning on doing pure maths, physics, computer science. Obviously Caribbean and communication studies, but I might be doing a fifth subject, but I'm not sure what it is yet. So I'd have to do more research on the field to know what I'd like to do.
Okay. And, well, Lamoy, I want you to just weigh in here. I have another question for them, but I want you to weigh in here in terms of when you were sitting your CAPE exams. Did you know the subjects that you wanted to do, or you had to speak with like your advisor, one of your coordinators at school?
I always knew which subjects I was going to do because from grade 9, I had a passion for the law. I wanted to become like my role model, Peter Champagne. So I knew law and anything that goes with law, I will be doing. It doesn't matter.
Yes.
So
Okay.
if anything that was the prerequisite to do law, I would just do it and just get it over with.
Okay, good. So you had an idea. Now, one of the things as we talk about, what's next on the career path. So I'm assuming, Lamoy, that you are studying law because you want to be a lawyer.
Yes, I want to become an attorney.
Okay, an attorney. All right. And for Jaden and Giovanni.
Yes, so my plan was to become an ophthalmologist.
your plan was to, but it seemed like it
Well,
has changed.
yes, I'm saying was to for now because it can vary. You know, there are many options out there. But firstly, I need to become a GP, a general practitioner. So my first aim is I already have applied for lower six. So hopefully to get straight ones in all my four CAPE subjects, lower six and upper six. So I'll be able to go straight into medicine. And from there in UWI, I can try apply for some scholarships and try and get the GP in which I can further specialize in whichever area I want to. Probably take me another 5 years and I can fully achieve some of my goals that I want in life.
Why it sound like Jaden come with the 10-year plan? No, but if I haven't all figured out, man, 10 year, 5 year, and it's, within 5 years, I must achieve this, and after the 5 years is the 10-year plan. All right, Giovanni, tell me now.
I feel really unprepared compared to them.
No, man, you're good, man. You're good, man. We got you.
To be honest, I didn't really. I was planning on spending this summer thinking about it, about which type of engineering I'd like to go into. I discovered which ones I don't want to do, so that's good. Biomedical is just off the table. I just can't do it. It's just something about doing in bio for CAPE just makes me feel a bit weird. But other than that, I'm kind of open to whichever one it would be: electrical, computer engineering, civil, power, anything.
Yeah. And that's good. I don't want to say to you, there's a little encouragement that don't block your mind too much to that form of engineering, because you may never know. You might just end up meeting somebody who is in that field, and that one conversation would just change your entire mind and change your life about it. So I would say just be open as you narrow it down in terms of what you think you are passionate about and what you want to pursue. Always be open. As you heard from Jaden, is that Jaden is saying that ophthalmologist, but still don't want to do the GP thing, medicine and so on, and then branch off into other areas. And they always say that the sky is the limit, opportunities are there. And the one thing I always say, and I think I may have said it on this show before, that the opportunity of a lifetime must be seized in the lifetime of the opportunity. So when the opportunity comes to you, make the best of it, because you may never know if you're going to get that opportunity again. So wherever you are, whatever you're doing, if you're listening to the sound of my voice this evening, make use of the opportunity that comes your way. So whether it's an opportunity for you to go and study engineering, or for you to go study medicine or law like Lamoy, take use of the opportunity. Trust the Lord that He is going to work it out for you. I want to give the three gentlemen about 10 seconds to encourage other young persons who are listening from other schools across the nation. Let me start with Lamoy.
My word of encouragement is that just keep trying, keep going, be consistent, never give up, and you will make it to the finish line.
Good. Love that. Thank you, Lamoy. Giovanni?
My word of encouragement is just have a hunger for success. Just always strive to be better. And also, don't lock yourself off, man. You can only do as well as you think you can.
Nice. Love that.
Yes, and my word of encouragement is if you're doing a lot of extracurricular activities, a lot of jobs, and things that may require you part-time from your school life, you can always push through and make it, because many persons have done it before you, and you are not the exception. You can do it as well. So just believe in your dreams, trace it, and you'll succeed.
Wow, powerful there. I think we need to have them back for another part of the conversation. But, well said. Thank you so much, Lamoy from Meadowbrook High School, Giovanni, and of course, we have Jaden from the St. Jago High School. I want you to know that, keep learning, keep believing, and keep working towards your goals, because your results may open a door, but your education, your determination, and character will determine how far you go. Until next time, keep striving for excellence. I'm Damian Scarlett. We're coming completely out of time. I want to say thank you to our executive producer, Dennis Brooks. Also have to big up our mommy, who the mothers who are in the studio with the gentlemen tonight. Thank you so much. And of course, our technical operator, Andrew Anderson. It's good to be with you, and we'll do it all over again next week, Friday.
Depend from a square. Pronounce your words, them loud and clear. Textbook, I have no dog ears and them no tear. Cause you know them expensive and dear.
Healthcare is evolving, and Nationwide 90 FM is bringing you to the heart of the conversation. From August 17 to 23, the Pharmaceutical Society of Jamaica, in partnership with the Caribbean Association